All right, today we have Antonio Williams, wide receiver, Clemson. Before we get into it, thanks for 50 subs. I think I'm at like 53 right now, actually. Appreciate you guys. This is my 20th profile. So if you're not subscribed already, subscribe. Check out the 19 other profiles I have up. I plan on having 30 more before the draft. Loaded wide receiver class, so a lot of them are wide receivers. I'll kind of segue into Williams with that. Love this guy. I do. I think he's right up there with the top five with some concerns. So let's get right into it. 5'11" and a half, 187, or in a 4.41 at the combine. Probably average size, average speed, right? 4 years, 208 receptions, 2,336 yards, 21 receiving touchdowns, 25 rushing attempts, 187 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, one drop in 2025. I believe he played 10 games, and he played every game in 24. He had 8 drops, so a little bit sporadic there, but minor injuries have caused him to miss some time, but nothing crazy, right? So if you like Jordan Tyson and you're willing to look past the injuries there, you should like this guy as well, in my opinion. He plays both out wide and in the slot, although most of the time it is in the slot. Um, Quick cuts on routes and with the ball. I see some people critique his agility. I disagree. I think he's an excellent route runner, and I think he's quick with the ball in his hands as well. He can make plays on the ball in the air outside of his frame using his hands. Like I already said, he's a really savvy route runner against both man and zone, understands technique. Obviously, he's been injured. I think he works well at all three levels as well, short, intermediate, and deep, which we'll see here. I was talking to some of my friends about this guy, and what came to mind for me is I think this guy has, uh, in air quotes, fell in the draft due to injury and ended up being a stud or a star. I think it's written all over him. I can't, if you declare anything when it comes to the NFL draft, you're kind of a fool, right? It's nothing certain, but I really wouldn't be surprised if this guy ends up being a stud. And people are like, how did he fall into the second, third round? He's a little banged up. Maybe you're looking for a little bit more production, whatever. But this kid can play. So let's get into the clips here. Bottom of the screen. Line up in the slot. Off coverage, we're just going to run pretty much a post. We're open, handsy catch. Showing off our good speed, picking up some extra rack there. We do get caught, but, we're down in the red zone. Massive gain. All right, next one, we're going to motion take the handoff here. Use our block well, make a cut, fight into the end zone. We're taking on a safety, and we're not letting them bring us down short. We're getting in for the touchdown. Next one. It's a little play action here, so he's going to kind of like fake down block here and leak out, and, he's just wide open. So, doesn't get easier than that for him, but he does a good job selling, and still got to make the catch. Bottom of the screen here. Really like this route. He runs a seam, and he sees that he's open. Quarterback's going to him. He can feel, he's kind of sandwiched between two defenders here, so he throttles it down so he can stay open. He doesn't want to run. Matter of fact, we'll go back. I'll illustrate a little bit here with my cursor. He doesn't want to keep running here or keep running here because that gives this safety a chance to cut the lane here, the passing lane. So he throttles it down quite a bit, makes the play. Sorry about the bad quality. Just seems like some of the games are not in the best quality for me. So, nice play there. All right. Bottom slot here. Love this rep. Wish it was a little bit higher quality. He actually did this like the next drive, and Klubnik missed him on the throw. Just a little post absolutely destroys His man crushes him. We're wide open for the easy touchdown here. Really good route there. Top of the screen. Simple out route, getting the head around. I like that move. Picking up a little bit extra. Not everything can be a touchdown or a home run. So we'll work short, a little intermediate. Be a functioning part of the offense. All right, bottom of the screen. Gonna run a slant against press here. Like the release, he's so quick. Look how he's getting in and out of that break. I know it's just a slant, but quick slant, competitive rack after. I believe this is going to be a similar play here. And line up in the slot. Running a little flat. Doing some good stuff with the ball in our hands. So this is the one that was also a slant here. Bottom of the screen. I like it. Contested catch, right? We win not by a whole lot, but we win just enough, and we hold on through contact. That's a harder play than it might look to make. With the DB on your back, kind of punching at the ball. High end DBs make those plays often, and he does a good job holding on through tight coverage here. Bottom of the screen, gonna run a circus route, so stemmed in, run up, run out, and it's well defended. He doesn't give up. I like that, and just a really good throw and honestly a better catch. Looking over the outside shoulder, also incredibly difficult to do as a receiver. Guy in his face, just handsy catch on the sideline. Phenomenal play. Bear with me here. Bottom of the screen. Little curl. Love it. Really drives heavy there. You can see he sells the deep threat here really well. Breaks it off. Pick up a little extra. I like this guy a lot, man. I know I like a lot of the receivers in this class. It's a super deep class, but certainly one of my more favorite sort of underrated guys, we'll call him. Top of the screen here. It's going to work like a dig. Top slot. Again, not the best quality, but we'll run it from the end zone copy. We're open in the intermediate part of the field. Another handoff here. Sifting through traffic pretty well there and staying on our feet, getting pushed for an extra 5 or 6. Love that. So here's the end zone. Decent cut, right? I mean, he's moving around well. He's moving around well, getting pushed, being strong, being competitive. I like it. All right, so we're lined up here. It's just going to be kind of a delayed drag, right? So he's going to let that linebacker sift out on his own. We're wide open. There's 3 or 4 members of the Duke defense waiting for us there. So it's tough to get in that scenario, but we get down to, the 1 or 2. So does a nice job, picks up a nice game there. Okay, excuse me, bottom of the screen, I believe. Yeah. Working into that zone. So if you've watched my other videos, I've talked about how we run this versus zone. Or the safety is not a threat for him to run this high. So he does run it high instead of breaking it off short. Like he could also be open here, right? Like, and if that safety's playing down more and outside more, he'll run it closer to the sideline, but he's not a threat, so he cuts it up, pick up some extra yards, just wide open. Good stuff. So that's just going to do it. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. 30 more. Thanks for the sub. See ya.